LinkedIn is one of many social networking sites, and that's, I wouldn't really say social networking, it's social business networking. It's the only one that's actually purely business. LinkedIn is an online tool, so it's available over the internet. So it's www.linkedin.com. So that you can get it online. It's not on your computer. It's an online service. You can also get it on your, if you've got an iPhone or that sort of technology, you can get it now on that technology as well. And it's exactly the same login, except instead of www, it's m.linkedin.com. And it's a cut-down version, obviously, if you've got it on your iPhone, but you can work it on your PC, you can work it at home, you can work it on your iPhone, you can use it during the day. I used to work for large corporates. I worked for the Air Force, Stock Exchange, the Post Office in the UK. So large companies, large organisations. And for small businesses, I think most companies in here are small, medium-sized businesses. Those large businesses are the difficult ones to get at. Well, LinkedIn is a bit odd because it originally came from people posting their CVs online. So if you can imagine, LinkedIn is like a big repository of people's CVs. So the first thing you've got to do with LinkedIn is you've got to put your CV up, your profile. And the reason for that is not social networking or anything like that, because it didn't really exist. The reason for that is that this was a way of people in large corporates finding their next job, keeping their external networks going, and so that they could find new opportunities. So it really comes from that background. So it comes from the CV, posting CVs onto a large database online. So it's got a lot of, what I was really surprised when I came back to LinkedIn about, I really went quite active about July, August last year. And I thought, well, I better get this sorted out and get it up and working. And then I found it was really, I got into more of the uses. And what you find is that I found all the people, all the good contacts I had in all these large organizations, large corporates, were all on LinkedIn. So let's have a look. This is the home page that you get. You get email through, so there's some email correspondence comes through on the inbox stuff. Mail that's generated from within LinkedIn. You can send messages. You have an area here which is network updates, so status updates. This is really, I find this is really, really important and really, really useful. But you've got to be careful what you put up. So this is me talking about this event this Friday, and that comment went up on my status, and everybody on my group, and I'll show you my group later, sees that. It comes up as information for them. So I don't know, I'll show you my group as well, the group that I'm involved in. That gets to that group. So the status is really important. You should be putting in relevant information in there, stuff you want to contact your group about, and be maintaining it regularly as well. This will have died a bit because it's only actually broadcast once to that group. So if you don't keep this up to date with relevant information, like I'm going to this event or I've done this thing, but not, I've been for a meal, or, it's got to be stuff that's relevant to business. That's one of the tricks. And then you get, as other people within your group start maintaining this profile, I'll show you the profile in a minute, but as they maintain their profile, that comes through to you as information.
Richard, can I ask you, is the group the same as your connections?
It is a connection, yes.
It's all your connections.
So I might be confusing terms. There are different things. There's your profile, there's your connections, there's a thing called groups,
yeah,
and there's a thing called events. So
I
might be using wrong terms.
If you post something on there, what you're saying is it goes out to everybody in your connections.
Everybody in my connections, yes. What's really important as a network, I know most of the people in here are networkers. One, your profile is you and your business. So you've got to have a little sort of person on your shoulder saying, marketing, marketing, marketing. How do I come over? So you really got to think, my profile is me, it's my company, and I've got to think what I put on there, and it's got to represent my business. So you've got to think that all the time. And when you get into your group represents you and represents your business. So the type of people that you're connected to, your connections, is your group, and it represents you. So there's no point in having if you're trying to pitch your business at CEOs, you want CEOs in that group. You've really got to think about who you want them on and why you want them on. And it's better to have good networkers and people that you work closely with in that group, people you know. Don't have people you don't know. Have people you know personally on that connection curve. Dale Gregory is my neighbour. What he's been putting up has been a result of a discussion we had yesterday. His background is lotteries. He was the sales director for Camelot, and he's working on another lottery. And I was just saying, I was showing him through LinkedIn yesterday, and I said, well, if that's your business, why not actually ask the network what's there in terms of lotteries? So we went into groups, and I typed in lotteries, and there was 38 groups on lotteries. So if you're in lotteries and you're not connected into those groups, then you're missing a big trick, you know? I put this up as an event, so I created it. I was able to do that. Put the logo up for the type of for the organisation. Probably best to get the advice of the, get agreement from the organisation. Although actually you don't have to. So if you're going to a big conference and you look for that conference, it's not there. You can set up a group just for that conference that people can see. And what you get is you get. So these are all the people. You see Alan took some of my advice. He's now actually changed his. It's no longer his logo, it's his face. So well done, no. But you get people like Ian. Ian's a very well-known guy in this field, in this area. Does a lot of his sort of talks on LinkedIn. So he's on. He's one of my connections. He's on there, but he's only saying he's interested. He's not there. But this again is a trick. If you see, what will come up is you'll say, these are the events that your connections are attending. So people in the same field as you, with similar interests, this is the events they're going to. So then you see the event, then you look into the event, and in the event you either say, interested, attending, speaking, whatever. In that, you can then position yourself. You can simply say, well, I'm interested, but I'll see whether this builds as an event. And you can actually communicate with other people that are going to that event before the event, during the event, and after the event. So it may not be everybody that's going to that event, but it's networking people that you're connected with, and you talk about the event before, during, and after. So thank you very much. That's the sort of formal bit. I think we've covered a little bit of understanding about where LinkedIn fits. I think we've covered a little bit about profile. I think we've covered a little bit about connecting groups, your connections. Covered groups, how important they are, and we've covered events. So it's a lot there, but it's important. I wouldn't stand back and just try and work out how it all works before engaging. Engaging a little bit at a time, but engage. Don't stand back, don't wait, but engage. It's really important, and it's the way things work.
Presentation. I'd like to give Richard a big thank you.